everybody. And I am starting off the meeting tonight. I will also be the presiding officer, and I will also be doing the So today is June 2nd, July 2nd, 2024. On this day, 1776, our founding fathers were buzzing off the high of a sick congressional meeting where they decided to declare independence. They were in a group chat. Typed away. Ben Franklin, he Frankfurt Party. Thomas Jefferson, he was in the bus. George Washington, obviously he was in the bus. And John Hancock, he said he was going to bring a bunch of tents. Everybody thought that was weird. That party they were preparing for, all right, so for those of you who have not been here before, bathrooms are through these hallways over here. And then we have a microphone right now that is projecting, I think. If you hold your...
It's got to be just right.
If you, like, mount it.
No, it's over here. It's
So actually, no. It's just project your voice. There's also an HVAC unit back there that's pretty loud, and it's something you'll hear. All right. So I'm also acting as presiding officer this evening, but as my first act as temporary president. It's okay to wear shorts during the summer months. All right, now I'm going to do guest introductions. Can you raise your hand if you are here for the first time? So if you're a guest, please. Stand up and tell the crew.
My name is Becky. I now live in Charlotte, effectively as of 3 months ago. So I joined Toastmasters as a guest. Moved here, just went through a bout of travel, so I was very excited to get back and get some socialization after working from home all day.
My name is David. I am from Charlotte. I still live here in Charlotte. Well, one of my friends lives in Greensboro. He's part of the Kirksville group.
I've been in Charlotte for a little under 4 years, and I moved here from where I went to school. And yeah, I just want to meet new people.
Because my job requires a lot of presenting, which I'm pretty good to go out and always move on. But it's a lot of presenting, where I put the PowerPoints together. But I want to get better at impromptu speaking, being able to put my thoughts together in a clear, concise, impactful message, and very impromptu.
everyone. I'm Maddie Watson, and I'm from Knoxville, North Carolina, but I lived in Tennessee for a while and just moved back. So, yeah, and I'm here because I've been coming for about a month to this Toastmasters group as a guest, and it's been so much fun.
My name is Deborah. This is my first time, obviously. I live in Charlotte. I've been in Charlotte for about 14 years. I originally from Ohio. I came out tonight because I needed something to do. I just got off work and I don't like to go home right away and sit at home. So I was looking on meetups and I saw this and I was like, ah, I always wanted to try it. So that's why I'm here. And I can always, use some help with folks too.
All right, we just have one more question.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone. My name is Natalia, and I'm a guest now.
Lots of guests tonight. That's awesome. All right, so we do have a lot of guests tonight. Just so you're aware, everybody who comes up here tonight is a member of our club and not signed up for a role. There will be a time during the meeting when you guys can raise your hand, but that will be clear without that. All right, so now I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to turn it over to a very special member who's going to be leading our meeting today to the Toastmaster today. Andrea, Dr. Butterfly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tom.
Good job, Tom.
Today we are on the adventure of celebrating 4th of July, the custom of celebrating 4th of July. And as Tom explained, it started in 1776. So that is the theme of our meeting, but I'm going to take it a step further and say freedom of speech is very important because without freedom of speech, we don't have liberty. So at this time, I'm going to acknowledge some of the people that are on my team today to help us be moved right along. But before we do that, I have someone very special. Toastmaster Brian Watson is going to bring us our inspirational thought. Doing this thing.
So I was very excited when I chose the inspirational talk because I knew exactly what I was going to talk about. A few months ago, I was listening to a podcast with a Stanford Business School professor, and at the end of the interview, they asked him, if you give one piece of advice to our listeners, what would that one piece be? He said, this is advice that I give to my mentees, my friends, and my students. And it's do hard things. And that sounds really easy, and it's very simple, but up until a few years ago, I was a person who did the opposite of this. I avoided risk and effort and doing hard things in almost every aspect of my life. I chose a career based on how easy it would be for me. I surrounded myself with people who would challenge me to be better. I never left my hometown. And I did have an easy life. That was the goal, and I succeeded. But I wasn't happy, and I definitely wasn't fulfilled. About 3 years ago, I made a change, and I gave up my easy life. I left my hometown, I left my safe friends, and I started my master's at Knoxville. And it was hard, and it was scary. But shortly after that, I met Maddie, my wife, who is someone who challenges me to be a better person every day. And that was what kind of started this journey for me of self-improvement. I'm still a work in progress, very much so, but I'm far more fulfilled now than I was just a few years ago. I'm definitely more happy. But the advice in that podcast to do hard things and seek out hard things is why I'm here tonight. I wager that for many people here, this is a hard thing. Like, it's definitely harder than staying at home and watching Netflix or playing video games. So first of all, congratulations to you guys for choosing to do a hard thing. But the good news is I've never once done a hard thing and at the end been like, oh wow, I wish I'd stayed home and watched Netflix. That's because most of the things that are worth doing, they're hard, they're scary, and they're time consuming. So people are most proud of the times when they knowingly choose to do something hard and follow through. Whether that's writing a book, running a marathon, or volunteering at a nonprofit. It's because doing hard things is intrinsically motivating. There's no financial reward for running a marathon. But when JFK said we're going to put a man on the moon the next decade, he motivated an entire country behind a seemingly impossible goal. He clarified why he did that in his next sentence. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Most Americans had no impact on the moon mission. They definitely had no benefit from it, but it excited people that made them more proud of being American. In choosing to do something hard, JFK gave a decade of American progress a purpose. On a smaller scale, we can give ourselves purpose by choosing to do hard things in our everyday life. It gives us a reason to hop out of bed in the morning and sleep well at night. Doing hard things is not easy, but that's what makes things worth doing. If starting a successful business was easy, everyone here would be a millionaire. If public speaking was easy, probably half of us wouldn't even be here. So, in conclusion, my advice is simple. Do hard things, that is what makes life worth living.
So doing hard things is the reason why we're celebrating the 4th of July. They left Great Britain, they were comfortable, but they decided to strike out on their own. Young man that just came in, get your snacks, but there's a seat right up here. I just want to let you know that. So now we're going to move on. We're going to move on, and I'm going to introduce some wonderful people today. And so the first person I want to introduce is a newlywed, Mr. Toastmaster Kendall Rackley, and I'm messing with him because I haven't seen him together. So I'm messing with him. But he's going to be our grammarian today, and he's going to explain his role.
Evening Toastmasters and yes. I'm your grammarian today. So as grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to the speakers, listen carefully to their language, and taking note, as well as the outstanding quotes or words or sayings or thoughts. It's also my duty to introduce today. So the word of the day today is something that
I got some here.
okay. So, yeah. So the word of the day today is patience. And I decided to choose this word because I realized today I don't have this word by heart. So I said, let me just see if it's the rest of the group. Anyway, as most of y'all already know, patience means the capacity for tolerant delay, trouble, suffering without getting angry or upset. So an example of using this word is today, when a coworker completely missed a step that impacted our goal line, which is true. And that's what it is. So each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I will give a marriage reports and a report on the usage of the marriage report and report on the usage of
And so remember, the word of the day is patience. So every time you hear that word, so the next person I'm going to introduce today is our timer, and our timer today is from one of our wonderful sister clubs, Valentine Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Allen is going to explain his role.
Good evening, everyone. My job as the timer is to make sure that all of our speakers stay within the allotted times for their speeches. So for our one prepared speech today, it's 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I'll hold up the green folder. At 6 minutes, I'll hold the yellow folder up. And then at 7 minutes, I'll switch it to red. Table topics is our impromptu session of the meeting, so those are 1 to 2 minute speeches. I'll hold the green folder up at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes. And finally, we have the evaluation session. And evaluation speeches are 2 to 3 minutes, so I will hold the green folder up at 2 minutes, yellow folder at 2.5, and the red at 3. I will give my timer's report towards the end of the meeting. And we strongly encourage all of you to stay within your allotted times, because a lot of people here don't have patience for those who don't.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Today, like I said, the theme is 4th of July freedom of speech. So today, I would like everybody to stand. Notice I did bring out the flag. We're going to, you can join me. I'm going to sing the national anthem the best way I can. Star Spangled Banner, you know the words, or if you know the words, or if you know the symbols of the words, join me, okay? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the heaven and sky, all the world was sweet flowers, were so gallantly streaming, and the red flag, the monsters singing, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of free and the home of the brave. And so it's not a choice of whether you want to take a knee, stand up, put your hand over your chest, or sing the national anthem, but we're all still here. So with that being said, we're going to move on in our meeting today. And we have one exciting speaker now. He just happens to be a veteran. So that is teacher. So this man's life has been about service, but he does these dynamic speeches that I could never tackle, but he seems to be triumphant in everything that he does. So we're going to invite right now, he is in his Pathways Level 4, and this is the elective speech that he's going to be doing called Building a Social Media Presence. And the title of this is Building a Social Media Presence. Mr. Bill,
Get situated here. Do not have the interconnect with my PowerPoint. So
I'm gonna let you borrow this.
there you go. Do a little bit of improvising. Probably can't see this, but anyway. Again, so good evening. I'm Bill Fountain, fellow Toastmasters and honored guest. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce you about some of the struggles I've been having on building a social media presence. And as you can, I don't know if you can see this, but this is all part of level 4. It's one of the actions that you have to do. So I want you to step back from my perspective. I'm pretty adept at being able to handle airplane avionics technology. But when it comes to social media, this is a challenge for me. And I'm going to go through a little bit of that. I'm going to talk about my purpose, why I'm doing this, my message that I'm doing this, and also the media that I've tried and some of the frustrations that I have been dealing with. The first thing is, why am I doing this? Well, I want to help the public schools. I plan to run for the school board in 2025. Now, I'm planning on doing that with a 3-pronged approach. The first one is going out and public speaking, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And then also I had to go around knocking on doors, calling people, texting, putting out yard signs, that type of thing. And then the last one is the social media, which I'm beginning to think is, I wonder at times, is it worthwhile for the time that I spend doing this? But it is I'm going to see what later on. It takes a lot of time. So let's go ahead and get into the first thing is I speak at the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School Board on every other month basis to talk about the plight and what's happening, some of the fixes I think that can happen within our school system. And I also speak at the Huntersville, Cornelius, and the Davidson Town Commissioners meetings. And these are all part of the District 1 where I'll be running. And so why am I running? Well, I want to give you some bullets that is happening that is kind of scary, in fact. Right now, 70% of the black and brown third graders are not proficient in reading. That means they need reading. And what's happening? Right now, it looks like they're all going to be promoted to the 4th grade, and that guarantees that they're going to flounder academically for years to come. That's unsatisfactory. The next thing is that 76% of the math 1, that's usually 8th grade and 9th graders, are not proficient in math 1. So they can't promote about the math 2 because they struggle there. Fortunately, they are required to take that course again. And that's one of the key things to be able to get to graduate. The next one is that teachers and students are leaving CMS, or the public schools right up around the country, because they don't feel safe. And teachers grumble about the fact that they're not getting administrative support or even disciplining repeat troublemakers. And that's something that is not very helpful in our system. And the last one, my dear, is that parents are complaining that teachers are undermining the moral values that they try to instill in their children. For instance, like the sexually explicit reading materials, or it could be the openness to sexual experimentation, or affirming transgender. So, what can I do about this? Some of the things to fix it is to hold the CMS leadership accountable for student performance. And that's one of the key things. Not only the school board, but the administrators. And the next one is to continue to support school choice, the parental bill of rights, and age-appropriate learning materials. And these are all things that were part of the North Carolina legislature that was passed last year. The next one is to replace DEI. DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And what that's happening now is that is eroding or erasing moral values, and it judges people based on their color, not on their character. So I would say, hey, let's replace that with merit, fairness, and colorblind equality. And that's going to promote responsible people. And then the last one is to revamp the mandated social emotional learning, SEL. And what that does is that's an important thing because that's going to be able to make them better people by doing virtues versus the precedent. Thank you. But the social media that I've been dealing with, first one is LinkedIn. I've been doing that just a little bit. That's very easy to work with. Also, is the next was Twitter, which I use more than normal. I mean, not normal. I use that a lot more than anything else. But I still wonder whether it's a message. And then Facebook, I don't know if you guys get emails about, hey, go look at this Facebook page. I mean, it seems like there are thousands of those things. And it seems like it really takes a lot of time. I'm not sure if that worked that well. And next, I'll put a YouTube channel, which essentially put my speeches and different things like that on there. And when I was a teacher, I actually had a whole bunch of geometric proofs, but you guys don't care about that. And the next one was to have the website, which is something that's been useful to be with donations for the future, hopefully. And then lastly, the frustrations. It's a time sink. And it's also, I'm like a caveman trying to deal with this new technology, but it's going to require a lot of hard work. And in order to do hard work, I need to have some good habits. So I'm hoping that guys will help me out on this. Either it'd be great if he gave me a miracle, but I don't know when that's going to happen. So I hope this is God's providence, which is going to be a lot of work for me, but hopefully with prayers and things, that this will be able to help. So I want to thank you for your attention, and believe me, I would accept any advice on how to deal with social media and to be able to get a good message across. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neely, for that inspiring message and the informative message. Sometimes we don't understand why people are doing things. I think him telling people why he's running and what his purpose is a good purpose. I am a Jewish prophet, and that really resonated with me because when I started in 2020, the numbers were at 58%, and now they're at 70%. So they're not going down. So please vote. That's all I can say. Okay. And now we're going to move on in our meeting. And like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about the Star Spangled Banner right now. And, you know, it's controversy is, you know, people are like, well, I like this version and I like that version. So I wanted to find out from you, who do you think sung the best version of the national anthem? We usually look at the Super Bowl, it's like the all and end all of who's when they sing it. And so my favorites, I'm gonna take these two, you can't take these two. So my favorite is when I was little, was Marvin Gaye. And then Whitney Houston was like tops for me. She just did that. So I'm gonna ask a couple people if they want to share their best Star Spangled Banner person is on it. Are you have any others?
No, I said you.
Good. Thank you. I think I'm gonna say that. Kelly Clarkson. Okay, she did good. Who was that song and they make a gospel order to? Yeah, that was fun. Anybody else?
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's been to a Charlotte FC game, but one of the cool things about going to Charlotte FC games is the very first game, or maybe it's the second game, and it cut out. They lost all audio forming. But the fans picked it up immediately. The entire stadium started singing it. And that's now a tradition for every single game. They cut out right at like the 22nd mark. They picks up the song. Fantastic.
Well, who knew we were doing a tradition today? Because I cut out about 22 seconds. Yeah, we're on good, pretty good ground. So we're going to move on with the meetings. We have a lot of time. We have a lot of guests. We want to give you opportunity to speak. Like I said, like was said earlier, you have the opportunity to speak for table topics. And so today, our table topics master is. Okay, it's Pooja Patel, and she's one of our newer members too. So everybody give her a hand. She's gonna come up and she's gonna give you the opportunity to get involved in our meeting and to celebrate the 4th of July with us.
Hello, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is your chance to volunteer and participate in our table topics, which you have about 2 minutes to speak on. It's a great chance for you to practice your impromptu speaking skills. And I have some questions prepared already, and they're centered around working life. So.
You don't get to know the question first. Just go up there and put. I'll go.
All right, Reuben.
What are your plans for the 4th of July?
It's pretty straightforward. I am visiting, my brother's visiting from California. He's arriving, I think Wednesday night, so I'm driving over to my parents' house to hang out with him and his 3 kids. I had plans to like buy some fireworks and then shoot it at our house, but because of the drought that's going on right now, we're not doing that. So I think we're just gonna hang out and just catch up because I haven't seen him in at least a year, so it's gonna be plenty to catch up on.
Anyone else want to volunteer? You come up. My question for you is, what is your favorite type of barbecue and why?
Question is, what is my favorite barbecue food and why? First thing that came to my mind is city barbecue because I absolutely love their brisket. So I just think it's cooked to perfection, and I love their house sauce. It's delicious. I'm sharing it with my friends or rice with it, either by myself. It's just feels amazing. It's satisfying. It tastes delicious. And I always, when I come, they give me great service. I feel like I'm really welcomed, and they just make me want to go there.
Is if you could celebrate the 4th of July anywhere, where would you celebrate?
If I could celebrate the 4th of July, I don't know, I would just travel somewhere, probably California. I have family in California, my brother and his 2 kids and his wife, so it would probably be go to California, so it's time with them and, see something different, do something different for 4th of July. We usually spend it locally, hang out with some friends, but they live close to the beach, so I think it would be really cool to see fireworks off of the water and, in that area. So if I were able to travel, do 4th of July anywhere, I'd probably go to California.
So those are all the questions that I wrote, but if I.
You can do some more.
If anyone else wants to volunteer.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yes. We got time for both.
Impromptu questioning. Yes.
you could, if you had a tattoo,
Totally.
any patriotic tattoo, what would you have? What kind of tattoo?
That is a great impromptu question. Good job. If I could have a patriotic tattoo, I would choose a firework. The first thought that I have is American flag, and that is in my head goes to military style. For me, I just get that. So a firework would be perfect for the 4th of July, and I think of Katy Perry's song "Firework," which makes me smile. So for that reason as well, and plus if that's how I have a lot of tattoos, so I'm thoroughly thinking this through. If you have a firework tattoo, you can do a bunch of different colors. So that's fun. Tattooed on my body.
Say fireworks. So I'm gonna hand it back to our.
Couple more.
One more?
Yeah,
Questions? No, I can never do
Our-
that. Okay.
One of our guests.
One more.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have
one more guest.
Straight back.
Who wants to volunteer?
Yay.
If you could sing any patriotic song, which one would you sing?
I know this is a non-judgmental crowd.
We are. Yeah.
Can you guys throw up some options?
Star Spangled Banner.
America the Beautiful.
Ah.
And the Toby Keith one about the terror.
The Rocky song with Mr. T.
Party in the
Coming to
USA.
America.
I'm just joking, okay.
Firework tattoo. I don't know where everybody else is. Good time. That was a tough question. So, on that note.
Thank you.
Oh, they did really great. I know.
Look, one for only heard that.
Yeah, me.
I said a word.
She said patience.
Okay, so the next part of our meeting is one of our great part of our meeting. So before we go there, I just wanted to talk about the American flag itself. Does anybody know who has credit for making the flag? Betsy Ross. Now, who sold the flag for her?
Betsy Ross.
Bob the salesman.
Betsy Ross's broker.
Her friend.
Well, she worked for them. It was an indigenous slave. Her name is Frances Hopkinson. We need to get to say her name. But she sold the first American flag. So we want to give her that honor and that credit for giving us such a beautiful display of honor. So with that, I want to move on. And so this part of our meeting is a part of our meeting where we get to get feedback. So at Toastmasters, I was explaining it to a friend earlier about the feedback and the evaluations that we get at Toastmasters. You know, when you go to an evaluation with your supervisor, it tends to be a criticism. It's more than encouragement. But here at Toastmasters, we give more encouragement than criticism. And we want to encourage you to keep speaking and speak your best. So today, our general evaluator is Ruben Sanchez, and he's going to take over this portion of the meeting and lead us further.
So as a general evaluator, first thing I would like to do is, well, let me list it out. I'm going to call up Marion as well as Timer, their own evaluations. And then afterwards, I'm just going to give my own personal feedback. Let's start with the timer.
Evaluator.
individual evaluators.
Oh, okay. I would like to start with the general or the evaluation of the speech.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I will be the individual evaluator for Bill's speech. I've heard Bill speak on a number of what always comes across in Bill's speech is passionate. I'm going to share my feedback, Bill, on 3 dimensions: structure, content, and delivery. Well, opportunities to improve, opportunities to shape, maybe something in that particular speech. Talk about structure. So out of the gate, I really like your introduction, acknowledging a bit of humility, right? If this is a subject that you're less familiar with, and then you gave that really great contrast of, I'm someone who knows how to manage avionics. I can invert a plane at 1,000 miles an hour, but yet social media has been challenging. So that's something I think you could have leaned into, a little bit more. Just had a really great joke, right? And all of the audience sympathetic to the flight. I'm sure we all want to share some of those sentiments in the town. Use some great structures throughout. Bullets are always an effective way to say where you're going, where you're going to be your key. All device throughout the speech. So after that, always effective. We have the slides. I was actually able to see the slides from where I was, and I thought that they were also effective. I mean, images throughout wasn't too crowded, wasn't too much content on the slides. Just kind of getting the highlights of what you're doing. I thought you demonstrated amazing patience. With it, and you still deliver very confident in your speech. Let's move to content. So you had the stats in there, and I thought that was an effective call to action. Again, didn't overwhelm us with the stats. They were very succinct, they were very specific, and how they then translated to the things that you thought were a call to action. Your own personal mission around the school system within Charlotte, and then some of the things that you're focused on, and that how you think you can affect change. So stats are always a good thing to leverage as well. I would love to hear more though about the specific topic, which was social media. Kind of going through that pretty quickly in terms of here's the different devices that I use. And at the end of the day, I think you have a really unique perspective because of the challenge we face, because maybe that's a generational difference in terms of how you've been able to get your message out. So and I know that wasn't necessarily your number one objective for this particular speech, but take this as an opportunity. Think about telling the story in a slightly different way. So lean into the topic and force yourself to bring some perspective that you haven't thought of yourself. That's the one thing I would suggest on the content side. Your progression during delivery. I think you're always a really confident, always really effective deliverer message, right? Great use of the space, eye contact, with pace and speed, message delivery throughout. If anything, I would say that's what I would love to hear from you next. Give us an example. You've spoken in front of all kinds of different forums. I want to hear about that, the trade craft, how you approach your message. What are the differences in this audience? How do you speak to audiences that, especially on passionate topics, where you get very different perspectives, very passionate perspectives. I think it's important for us to hear your side of that. You always do a confident job of delivery. I think it would be also interesting to hear, because I imagine you've been on the other side of some of those conversations. How do you approach that? So that's my feedback for you. Always enjoy your speeches. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Next up, I think, Alan, you can come up and give your evaluation for tonight.
Bill, great job. You came in at 6 minutes and 58 seconds. Our table topic speeches all fell a little short, but that's fine. We get great table topics. Ruben, you spoke for 47 seconds. Natalia, 51 seconds. Deborah, 45 seconds. Young lady sitting next to Pusha, whose name is, that's correct, Carrie, 44 seconds. Angela, 47 seconds. JD, I apologize, I was late starting the time. And then not only that, I forgot to raise up the cards. But I counted 3 minutes and 12 seconds plus another 20 or so that I probably forgot to count. But great job nonetheless. That was a wonderful fight.
All right, and May for marriage.
So kind of going off of what was I could kind of take away from our producer, there wasn't a lot of speaking because the topics were pretty short today. As far as what day, Andrea, but she did use the word, Alan used it, Jamie, you also used it. I've noticed that Jamie always tends to use the word somehow, just anytime you see her and speaks, it always. As far as radical use and suggestions, Alan, we didn't really have too many from Bill, you were pretty good with Ruben, kind of. Ruben, you had a few others in there. Natalia, you had and Deborah, I think kind of maybe two of you. Pooja, Carrie, Angela. Angela, you guys didn't have too many and Jamie, and one one phrase that kind of stuck with me was the inspirational thought of the day. Brian, hey Brian, that really kind of stuck with me because I've also read a lot of articles, probably seen a lot of hard things, but you said that doing hard things is intrinsically motivating, which I agree with. I've heard the adage that action, it's not motivation creates action, it's action creates motivation. So that was interesting to hear is that doing hard things actually motivates you to other things. You gotta think about doing hard things.
My general evaluation was, I really enjoyed this. I thought everything flowed really well. The end of the day, I was curious where it would go because, it's 4th of July, so it's kind of a big red target of what the topic will be. And I thought that you took it in a way that was like not unexpected, but also in a very pleasant way. Like I didn't expect to sing today, but, which is fine. I think I need to go out of my shell more, so I appreciate that part that you brought with the us today. For the speech, Bill, again, I always enjoy your speeches. I know you put in a lot of effort into them, and I saw that today as usual. That's always plenty of time. As for the evaluations, I think the time. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Go back. I forgot the evaluation part again for J.D. I really enjoyed your evaluation. I love this. You always bring the same fact structure and something I want. I really like the consistency, valid feedback, or I think for the the timer, I think that it was great. We had some past sessions where things went on super duper long. It's great to hear that we were all on time, if anything, under time. And so I think that was great. So good job on that. And for grammarian, this is just a personal preference, but I like to hear like exactly how many ums and uhs. I hear like I want to hear a number. That's just me though, and yeah. Oh my gosh. So I had 4. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Yeah. Again, personal preference. Just my evaluation. Otherwise, great job. Enjoyed your little personal piece that you added. And I forgot Pooja's topic, so my bad. I'm switching back again. I enjoyed it. Again, it's 4th of July, so I was curious what questions you could bring up. And I loved when you ran out of questions. Just decided to improv questions as well. Overall, I think it was a great meeting. I think we're on time. And that is all I have. I wrote today, so I would like to pass it back.
And I just want to leave this meeting because, I chose 4th of July because it's my mom's birthday. So it's my mom's birthday and my daughter's is on the 7th. So 4th of July is like really big in our family. And so I had this question in my head, like if it's the birthday of America, why don't we sing happy birthday? But I get to sing happy birthday every 4th of July. So yes, you're going to sing happy birthday to my mom right now, and I'm going to show this to her later. We've been surprising her. We did a big surprise party for her on Sunday. So we've been surprising her all week. So everybody rise up, stretch out. You have no time. You have no time today. So we just gonna sing a quick happy birthday. She's like the mom of the club. I tried to get her to come out today. I did. I tried to get her.
Shouldn't get Ruben up here?
What's her name?
Her name is Darlene. Darlene.
Get Ruben out of his comfort zone, have him sing with you.
Come on, Ruben. Come on.
Call it out.
Oh no, Ruben is an impromptu master. Come on. So understand he's comfortable. I'm not trying to tell him anything. But we're just gonna sing happy birthday and we're gonna let her know that we love her, okay?
Sure.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darlene. Happy birthday to you. Thank you guys. And 4th of July, which I did last Thursday, and Mount Holly. For Mount Holly, and they did fireworks. So my favorite thing for the 4th of July is the fireworks. I love them. And in Detroit, we have this big thing. We're talking about being on the seashore, so our stuff is on the riverfront, across from combined with Canada and America. We put together, and it's like the biggest thing ever. So that is where we're going to end, and I'm going to pass it back over to our presiding officer, Tom.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for coming up with that theme and carrying the meeting last minute. For those of you who don't know, she signed up this afternoon. Very good.
ChatGPT.
That's the real coach Brian.
That's
All right, so I'm gonna come back around and I'm going to give the guests a chance to speak. Typically, during this section, you might be asked, like, say, like, oh, what do you think about the meeting? But I don't know that because we all know it's awesome. So instead, we're gonna do overrated and underrated, or underrated. So I'm gonna give you something, and you're gonna tell the group whether you think it's overrated or underrated, and make a little fix for it. Everybody understand? Okay. So, Tyler. First, you know. Right, you need extra than everybody else.
All right.
Because you came in late. So now you tell everybody, you don't have to tell your name, because it's Tyler, but tell everybody where you're from. And then why you come back to Toastmasters. And then also hot dogs.
Okay. I'm from Charlotte. Got it. And I came back to Toastmasters because I like seeing new people and I like hearing new speeches from Toastmasters I haven't seen before. And hear from people that may have come and have, gotten a little bit more confident. So I like to see the progression of how people are going and, how they're progressing through their matriculation of Toastmasters. Yeah. So hot dogs. I'm not a big fan of hot dogs, especially when I found out what they were. If I had to choose, I would choose a beef hot dog, maybe. And do I feel like they're overrated? Yes, hot dogs are overrated. There's so many other things that you can eat other than hot dogs in the same price range, maybe. So yeah.
Costco.
I've had a Costco, Sam's, gas station, hot dog.
Sheets is good.
No.
Sheets?
Yeah,
Yeah, Sheets,
hot
huh?
dog. I'd rather eat candy or spam.
Not where you're getting it from. Not even the gas station.
I think that's
All right, Becky. Fireworks, overrated or underrated?
Fireworks are underrated because I don't think people give enough credit to the experience that people have when they see fireworks. For me personally, it brings back a lot of memories of when I was younger. I was with my siblings. We're all living in the same state. I think that it's something that's pretty universal and really just brings people together. And really can't, unless you have a dog that absolutely hates them and it's more time for you, I think that they're very underrated.
Celebrity performing stars special banner.
So I think I'm a really big hater. I like to hate things that people like. So I would say it's very overrated. Me personally, I'd rather just watch me on there. So I'd say they're totally overrated. I'd rather see some great. Pick up a homeless person and throw them on the mic and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun than deserves. So yeah, that would be my.
That's not. Alright. American flag tattoos.
But I don't have any tattoos, so.
If it's-
So I would say, especially part of the military, I would say that I think it's more right to for the country. So having a tattoo of the flag on the body is,
Overrated or underrated? I would say definitely underrated because I think when you have a holiday in the middle of the week, you can actually do things and you can get appointments, and, actually maybe the best thing about those holidays is that you feel satisfaction that everybody else is working, but you have some time. I love all this kind of Wednesday. I guess that's like you just have 2 weeks that are very cheese.
I am a big Chiefs fan, even though folks in sure I was very free to release information, which I don't know if that's not, but I tried it and I didn't. And so I really prefer something like
He stands for it's a douche, like sign of that. All right, the 1996 movie Independence Day. Socks and sandals.
It's just, I see it, it just makes me hot. I really don't like wearing socks in the summertime. Yeah.
All right. Items labeled made in America.
Underrated. Underrated. I think that's super important at this point. I'd like to expand on that. Same thing else, but underrated.
Tom's bossy.
All right. Free public concerts. Overrated or underrated?
I think free public concerts are absolutely underrated. I think people who live in boring cities that don't do this live very sad lives. So when you live in a city and you don't take advantage of the free public concerts, you don't appreciate it. You're doing this. So I think everyone should really appreciate public concert if you have one.
Catch up. The King of Condiments. Overrated or underrated?
So for me, ketchup is overrated. I'm not a fan of ketchup. My go-to is usually barbecue sauce or previously ranch, depending on what it is that I'm eating. Sometimes now mustard, but I am actually vegan, so I cut off all sugar. So now it's really just mustard. So overrated.
I can respect that opinion. However, as I have aged and my tastes have matured, I think you really enjoy chicken nuggets. All right, so I want to hear a little bit from Toastmasters who haven't spoken during the meeting today, starting with Malcolm. All right. As a man who is not from America, 4th of July.
Standing next to a veteran.
You're not on Instagram, so it's okay.
Definitely overrated. I have to say that because, yeah, so I'm originally from Scotland, and to be honest, I've never really adapted to the holidays over here. I respect your holidays, but emotionally, I've never really caught up with the idea that they're my holidays. So I have to say overrated because I'm here, but I've never really been able to take life forth on board as a holiday. For that sake. Yeah, where's it like, do you have like an Independence Day? Or am I just like? Just
a compulsory watching a night party.
Is anyone with William Wallace?
Yes.
Okay. So he's who I associate with Scottish independence. So the Scots were always fighting the English for their independence. And the English almost won, pretty much almost won. And so William Wallace is who comes to mind as being a symbol of Scottish independence. But I'd say Scotland never really made independence. They're still part of the United Kingdom. And I look for Scottish independence, but it hasn't happened yet. All now.
You got one more? Oh.
All now.
Okay.
All right.
True. I'll give you a heads up, he's from True.
All right. Singing in public. Overrated or underrated?
It's the other way, you have to skill. People in public. I cannot sing myself, so I really admire people who can do it. So that is something.
All right. Thank you all for participating in our meeting tonight and coming out. And everyone has a wonderful 4th of July. Be celebrating. Next meeting so close.